How's it going, y'all? It's Nixus here. It is time. I know it's a long time coming. I have been promising this over and over and over again. I did like that, and I didn't do shit else. We are diving headfirst into the second of Kendrick Lamar's diss tracks for the Kendrick Lamar Victory Lap. And without further ado, we about to get into it.
Euphoria.
So right off the gate, the backwards audio clip, it still hits hard to this day, actually, just because it really feeds into what I was talking about in one of my other videos. I was talking about a piece that came from Kendrick Lamar's Meet the Grahams, about how he was talking about the 5% nation. That one clip right there solidifies the entirety of what I've been saying. Kendrick said that he is here to give you the truth. And that clip is actually from The Wiz, where Richard Pryor, who plays the wizard, is discovered. And he basically gets, shaken down, and he's like, oh, everything they say about me is true. I'm a phony. I'm a nobody. It's all fake. I'm a phony. When he put this in here, of course it was shooting at Drake, because Drake builds himself up as this deity of everything rich and successful, when in reality, he's just a scorned little man-child.
Them superpowers getting neutralized.
That sample, I did a video on that too. I'll put these videos in the description because there's quite a few videos that I've made, but we're gonna continue.
I can only watch in silence. The famous actor we once knew is looking paranoid and now spiraling.
I can only sit in silence. The famous actor we once knew was looking paranoid and now spiraling. I have said this many times, man. When you don't have to say anything when you're going against somebody who has an inflated ego. Just let them talk, because they will make themselves look stupid. Kendrick got inside of Drake's head, and Kendrick also knows that narcissists crave attention. That is the number one thing that they crave. They crave attention, validation, and they crave entitlement. And Kendrick knew this. He was like, I know how you work, so this victory is mine, but I'm not gonna be prideful about it, and I'm not gonna boast about it, because I need to stay calculated, because I know that you like to play dirty, but guess what? I can play dirty too.
You're moving just like a degenerate. Every antic is feeling distasteful. I calculate you, not as calculated. I can even predict your angle.
And it goes back to what I said. He already knew. 50 steps ahead of him.
Fabricating stories on the family front, cause you heard Mr. Morale.
And that's crazy too, because not only did Drake do this he did it in Taylor Made, he did it in Family Matters, and then he did it again in The Heart Part 6. And I think The Heart Part 6 was the most egregious use of that. And it pretty much proved everything that Kendrick said 100% correct. He quite literally made up a bunch of stories on the family front because he listened to Mr. Morale, and he used a song from Mr. Morale to support his narrative. Egregiously misunderstood and misconceptualized the point of Mother I Sober, and then started victim shaming. Like, he was like, ha ha ha, you got molested as a kid, ha ha, you're stupid, this is why you're doing this, you're pathetic. And everybody's like, did you even listen to the song? I don't understand how you misinterpret a song that much to the point where you confidently, with your entire chest, made an entire diss track just being loud and wrong. You could tell that Drake wrote The Heart Part 6, and it was rushed too, because there was no fact checking, there was no proofreading, logically it didn't make sense. He pretty much incriminated himself. He gave probably the weakest defense to a PDF allegation I've ever heard in my life. I'm too famous to be a PDF file? Really, Drake? That was your defense?
Man, you stupid bitch!
A pathetic master manipulator, I can smell the tails on you now. You're not a rap artist, you're a scam artist with the hopes of being accepted.
This way of attack was just lethal. Just sitting there calmly, probably lighting a fucking spliff, roasting this dude, but like not even roasting him because everything he said about him was true. Which goes back to the very first line of the diss track where Richard Pryor says everything they say about me is true. And with the stuff that's been coming out about this, about Drake's alleged daughter, allegedly, about him allegedly having a daughter, allegedly, don't cover me, Drake, I'm starting to think that there's a little bit more truth to that. Because it is weird, because people were like, I remember Drake doing an interview where he was, you know, announcing that he was having a kid, and that he was really excited about it. And he even posted on Twitter that it was a baby girl back in 2012.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Tommy Hilfiger stood out, but FUBU never had been your collection.
And at the time, the Tommy Hilfiger line, people thought it was actually black and white. Like, oh, you know, you favor the white side of things as opposed to the black side. When that wasn't the point. That was not the point of that line. If you read into it closer, Tommy Hilfiger, yes, while its main demographic are white people, its main demographic are rich people. Tommy Hilfiger is a very classy, upscale, expensive brand. It is made specifically for the 1%, whereas FUBU, for us, by us, was made specifically for the culture, black culture. It was made by black people for black people. That's what he's telling us here. He's not saying that Drake favors his white side over his black side. He's saying that Drake has abandoned his black side altogether in favor of this richer 1% lifestyle. But he pretends that he's for the culture, but he doesn't have any of the culture in his house. He's calling him a culture vulture. He's like, you claim to be so deep in the culture. Do you have any FUBU? No, but you sure do have a lot of Tommy Hilfiger and Christian Dior and fucking, and you buy a lot of Chanel and Louboutin. Have you ever gotten a pair of Skechers? You got the light up Skechers? I just thought about Drake skating around his house on a pair of Heelys. And I just... Something about that visual is just fucking hilarious.
I make music that electrify 'em. You make music that pacify 'em. I can double down on that line, but spare you this time. That's random acts of kindness. Know you're a master manipulator and habitual liar too. But don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truths about you.
Don't tell a lie on me. I won't tell the truth about you. My fans can't wait for me to son your punk ass and crush your whole little shit. Okay, let me stop. Shoo! 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 Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, I'm out the... For some reason, I like every single diss track that's not like us. I like all of them. But like Euphoria, 616, and Meet the Grams were like a special kind of lethal. It's just, it was like getting stabbed with like a fucking Damascus rainbow steel knife. It's gory as hell, but damn if it didn't look good.
I'm reaping what I sow, okay. Got a Benjamin and a Jackson all in my house, like I'm Joe, okay. Hellcat, made his own voice in them types LA solo, okay.
Also, yes, I'm eating Popeye's chicken. Shut up. I need to be on a proper eating schedule, and a lot of times that overlaps with my recording schedule. So fuck off. I didn't get these titties eating salad. Let's continue.
Everybody wanna be demon till they get chipped by your throwaway. And I might do a show a day. What's a lame? Always a lame. Oh, you thought the money, the power of fame will make you go away. Have you ever played? Have you ever? Okay, nigga, let's play.
And it's interesting how he changes that, because the game is actually, the game is never have I ever. And you hold your fingers up and you have to put a finger down if you have done the thing that the other person says, never have I ever done this. And if you've done it, you gotta put a finger down. And it's kind of like a little icebreaker thing. You do it while you're drunk, you start learning some real tea about people. That is the tea farm game. And then he says, have you ever walked your enemy down with a poker face? Oh, because it's the opposite. Because it's not never have I ever, it's have you ever. And he's saying this shit that he knows for a fact Drake has never done. Oh my god. Okay,
Have
let's
you
continue.
ever walked your
Fuck.
enemy down like with a poker
Alright,
face?
Kenny.
Have you ever paid $500 like to an open case? Well, I have, and I failed at both, but I came out straight.
I have, and I failed at both, but I came out straight. The power of human integrity. You can fail and fail and fail and still get back up and achieve greater heights. Kendrick has fallen many times, and he has the ability to get back up because he knows how it feels to be knocked down. And so he also knows how hard it is to pick yourself back up. I'm not even gonna continue because everything that I have said about this video, I have already said in my other videos. We're just gonna continue. This is a bare bones reaction. We're just gonna react to it, and then we're gonna give a little bit of thoughts every now and then.
When I rap or talk about guns, then somebody die, they turn into nuns, then hop online like pray for my.
God damn it, I'm sorry, I gotta say something else. Hypocrisy in the rap industry. That's what he's talking about. Rappers talk about killing niggas in the streets, fucking bitches, getting money, pushing peas, and then when that shit actually happens and it hits close to home, then all of a sudden they want to act like, a Mother Teresa and be online like, oh, pray for my city. I don't know why all this senseless violence is going on. And then you listen to their lyrics and it's like, I just shot a nigga in front of his wifey kids. And it's just like, what the fuck did you think was gonna happen? You rap about all this violence and shit, and then you're surprised when violent shit happens? And I know there's people out there that are like, oh, well, it's just music. It's not hurting anybody. Whoever says that, you're ignorant, because there are so many studies out there that show the psychological and sociological effects that music can have on a person and a community. And there are studies out there that are proving this point, that the amount of violent, degenerate lyrics that are being pushed out into the Black community is being reproduced in that community's actions. These kids are growing up listening to people like Young Thug and fucking NBA Youngboy and Lil Yachty and fucking Lil Uzi Vert, and they're hearing all this degenerate shit, and they're like, oh, that shit's cool. I want to be like them. That is not what we want our young kids growing up aspiring to be like, which is what I also talked about in my Poor Man's Dreams review. Kids aspiring to be criminals because of the music that they're listening to, because of the culture. The music is embedded into the culture. It is the heartbeat of the culture, and it is corrupted. We're gonna keep going.
City, he faking for likes and digital hugs. His daddy a killer, he wanna be junior. They must have forgot the shit that they done. Dementia must run in his family, but let it get shaky. I park his son. The very first time I shot me and Drake, the homie.
It's still a hard line. Ooh, that's still a hard line. Dementia must run in his family, but let it get shaky. I park your son. Dementia, Parkinson's run in his family because Parkinson's is genetic and dementia is running. Let it get shaky because.
Told me to aim it this way, I didn't point down enough. Today I show you I learned from those mistakes. Somebody had told me.
This bass is just fucking banging in my head right now. Ugh.
That you got a ring on God, I'm ready to double the wage. I'd rather do that than let a Canadian nigga make Pac turn in his grave.
That one right there. That was the shot. That was the bam. That was the, ooh. That line right there was the equivalent of Denzel shooting Idris Elba in broad daylight in American Gangster.
Cut the finish, you got shit twisted. What is it, the brakes? I hurt your feelings, you don't work with me no more, okay.
This part was what I used as a little bit of evidence to support the poetic justice theory. Hurt your feelings? You don't want to work with me no more? Okay. They've collaborated on quite a few songs, but then when you go back to poetic justice and even before that, you start realizing that Kendrick's had his hand in Drake's career a little more than we initially thought.
There's 3 ghosts left and I see 2 of them kissing and hugging on stage. I love them to death.
Cole, shame. You really thought that you were gonna get past this beef unscathed by being fake flip-floppy pancake Cole?
And in 8 bars I'll explain that phrase. It's nothing nobody can tell me. I don't wanna talk on no celly. You know I got language barriers. It's no accent you can sell me. You're totally not, you know, I'm a selfish nigga. The crown is heavy. I pray they my real friends. If not, I'm YNW Melly. I don't like you pop.
Yeah.
This shit that for real for him, I inherit the beef. Yeah, fuck all that pushing T. Let me see you push a T. You.
Which is crazy because the heights that the clips ascended to after this beef was astronomical.
Better off spinning again on him. You think about pushing me. He's Terrence Thornton, I'm Terrence Crawford. Yeah, I'm whooping feet.
And then only for Terrence Crawford to go and win the fucking, the fucking heavyweight? 18 championships across fucking 5 different weight classes? Nasty work.
That way, I know some shit about niggas that make gonna wanna look like a saint. This ain't bitch.
I think he knew about Young Thug the whole time. He's like, I know shit about motherfuckers that would make Gunna want to look like a saint because, Gunna, people were like, oh, Gunna, you snitched. You snitched on the whole fucking operation. It's crazy that he mentions Gunna because Thug was the main one who was calling Gunna a snitch, only for him to be later exposed for doing the same shit. But his is supposed to be okay because he's got leverage because he's friends with Drake. But like Kendrick was like, you don't want to know what I know. You don't know what I know. Okay, let me stop. Sorry, the Tism brain just
about critics, not about gimmicks, not about who the greatest is. Always been about love and hate. Now let me say I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. I hate the way that you sneak this. If I catch flight, it's gonna be direct.
I hate everything about you, which also reminds me of the 3 Days Grace song. Shut up, I got a little bit of white girl in me.
Hate the bitches you fuck, cause they confuse themselves with real women. Then notice I said we, it's not just me, I'm what the culture feeling.
Because they're not real women, man. They don't carry themselves with some class or with some grace, with some fucking respect. You like them dirty, low down, trashy. And then you like kids, actual kids, underage. You like them young. Drake, you like them young, impressionable, malleable, easy to manipulate, naive. You make music that pacify them. Double down on that line, but spade this time is random acts of kindness. Because in Kendrick's eyes, it was too easy. It was too easy of a shot to take. He was like, that's low-hanging fruit. I could take it, but I'm not going to, because that would be too easy. In fact, I'm gonna wait, I'm gonna edge it, and I'm gonna make y'all beg me to address it. I'm gonna talk about that a little later when I do meet the Grams, because there's, that feeds into a topic that I really want to discuss. But we're gonna continue.
How many more fairy tale stories about your life till we had enough? How many more black features till you finally feel that you're black enough?
Why does that sound exactly like Pusha T's line from Story of Adidon? Now I gotta look it up. Otherwise it's gonna make me mad. Confused, always felt you weren't black enough. Afraid to grow it cause your hair wouldn't nap enough. That is a direct callback to Story of Adidon. Damn it.
Like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough. You gon' make a nigga bring back Puff. Let me see if Chubbs really crashed something.
Talked all that shit, but did he slap you the fuck up? And what did your bodyguard do? You think your bodyguard was gonna fight Diddy? You think he was gonna catch that left hand of God from Puff during his crash out?
My first one, like my last one. It's a classic, you don't have one. Let your core audience stomach that. Then tell them where you get your abs from.
Yeah, Screw already mentioned it in his reaction, but just that wordplay was diabolical. SpongeBob could never flip burgers the way Kendrick flipped those fucking words in that scheme.
Oh, it's a fast one. Last one.
And then he mentions the V12. It's the liposuction machine. It's a fast one. Okay.
Headshot for the year. You better walk around like Daft Punk. Remember? Hey, top dog. Who the fuck they think they
that beat
with?
change was
Extortion
nice.
Name as soon as you jump off of that plane, bitch. I'm allergic to the lame shit. Only you like being famous. Yachty can't give you no swag neither. I don't give a fuck about who you hanging with.
He said, I don't give a fuck who you hang out with. I'm still coming for that ass. Pause.
The way that you walk, the way that you talk, I hate the way that you dress. Surprised you wanted that feature request. You know that we got some shit to address. I even hate when you say the word nigga, but that's just me, I guess.
Then proceeds to snatch his black card away. He's like, I hate the way you say the word nigga. It sounds weird when you say it. Like, I don't know. We all say it, but for some reason, it just doesn't sound right when you say it.
Some shit just cringeworthy. Ain't even gotta be deep, I guess. Still love when you see success. Everything with me is blessed. Keep making me dance, waving my hand, and it won't be no threat. I'm knowing they call you the boy, but where's the man? Cause I ain't seen him yet. Matter of fact, I ain't even bleed him yet. Can I bleed him back?
And then proceeds to call him a man-child. man-child. Good lord. I know they call you the boy, but where's the man? Because I haven't seen him yet. Call this nigga a man-child. I mean, he's not wrong. Matter of fact, I ain't even bleed him yet. It's almost as if he wasn't asking us for permission. It's almost as if he was asking God for permission to bleed this motherfucker. This is where he starts going in and really digging in further. He's already gone past the first 2 layers of skin. Now we're getting to muscular tissue level.
When I see you stand by sexy red, I believe you see 2 bad bitches. I believe you don't like women. It's real competition. You might pop ass with them. Let's speak on percentage. Show me your splits. I'll make sure.
Called him zesty. This motherfucker was really walking around with lavender painted fingernails and barrettes and the little girly hair clips that you get from fucking Claire's. And niggas really thought that was hard. I mean, it was probably making a couple niggas hard.
You a high double back with you. You assigned to a nigga that signed to a nigga that said he was signed to that nigga.
Hold on. What the hell was that?
You assigned to a nigga that signed to a nigga that said he was signed to that nigga. Try cease and desist.
I've never heard that before. That was fucking wild. I'm gonna have to explain this. Deep within the mix, I heard this nasty ass piano, this dark, bombastic ass piano. Sounded like something out of a Beethoven score. It sounded like the Symphony Number 9, but it was just accenting the music in the back. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, what, you ain't like that record? Back to back, I like that record. I'ma get back to that for the record. Why would I call around trying to get dirt on niggas? Y'all thinking my life is rap?
Yeah, it was basically just echoing this synth pad by this orchestra synth pad. They did, but it was like dun 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 dun. I was like, damn, somebody's about to die. And at the time, we didn't realize, but like just that one key line right there was so foreboding. It was so gothic. It really just like jarred me for a second. That shit actually legit kind of scared me a little bit because I was like, what the fuck was that?
That's whole shit. I got a son to raise, but I can see you don't know nothing about that.
And then it never shows up for the rest of the song. Kendrick, what the hell was that? You just fucking... He's the boogeyman.
Ain't 20v1, it's 1v20 if I gotta smack niggas that right with you. Yeah, bring them out too, I clean them out too. Tell Bean that he better stay right with you.
I have a little headcanon theory about this. I have a theory that maybe the mole that Kendrick was talking about, I think that Beam was the mole. I think it was him. Because, I don't know, because you would be like, oh, well, he wouldn't call out his mole by name, would you? Like, there's no way. But it's the thing is that everybody knows that Beam is Drake's ghostwriter, or one of Drake's ghostwriters, which is why he calls him out by name. And like, nobody has ever seen this dude. Nobody. He keeps a very, very low profile. I'll probably end up just making a whole video on it. I may not, I don't know, but that's my headcanon. I think that Beam was the mole. Even Beam ended up turning against Drake later on and putting him on blast for having ghostwriters. Put Drake on blast. So even the person that everybody knows ghost wrote for you does not like you. That is very telling. That further gives more evidence to this little theory of mine. I think Beam is a double agent. Yeah, I don't know. We don't know for sure. That's my headcanon. That's just a theory.
Battling ghosts or AI, nigga feeling like Joel Austin. Funny he was in a film called AI, and my sixth sense telling me to off him.
And we have come full circle. The first video that skyrocketed my channel was talking about that line right there. Catapulted my channel. And we are now full circle because now we know exactly what Kendrick was talking about. Back then, we didn't know what the hell was going on. We didn't know who to believe. We didn't know who was telling the truth. Kendrick's been telling the truth this whole time. Like comparing Drake to Joel Osteen. Yeah, they're both deified by their core audience in a way, and it's to a disgusting degree, and they contribute almost nothing back to the people that give them so much. They're leeches, parasites, leeching off of their communities and giving nothing of substance in return.
Yeah, OVO niggas is dick riders. Tell them run to America to imitate heritage. They can't imitate this violence. What I learned is niggas don't like the West Coast, and I'm fine with it. I'll push the line with it. Pick a nigga off one at a time with it. We can be on a 3-hour time difference.
That low sub-bass rumble deep in the mix, it really sounds like there's like explosions going off, or like there's a car driving by maybe. It's just really weird. Like I'm trying to figure out what the fuck that is. we're gonna continue.
Don't
We're almost done.
Crody. You can get deep in the family, Crody. Talk about me and my family, Crody. Someone go bleed in your family, Crody. I be a New Hog King eating fried rice with a dip sauce and a blammy, Crody.
That tom, that electric tom drum pad, I've heard that before. There's echoes. If you listen to any R&B pop song from the 80s, you hear that tom. It's a drum machine. It was either that one or the snare that had like hella reverb on it. Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I hear it and it reminds me, the first thing I thought about when I heard that was Whitney Houston. Specifically, I Want to Dance with Somebody. Like, that's what I thought about. That one little drum beat, and it sounds almost out of place, but it's so deep into the mix that you have to really be listening in order to catch it. Because he's just showing that even as he's tearing this dude apart, the heartbeat of the culture still echoes within him.
Hey, fuck y'all niggas, I don't trust y'all niggas. I wave one finger and thump y'all niggas like, field goal punt y'all niggas, they punk y'all niggas. Nobody never took my food. Whoever that's fucking with them, fuck you niggas, and fuck the industry too. If you take it there, I'm taking it further. Psst, that's something you don't wanna do.
Drake did not heed the warning. Euphoria was the warning. Drake did not listen. He didn't want to listen. He was too busy riding off of the fame, riding the high. And you know, once that high runs out and you come crashing back down into cold, hard reality.
Ooh, we don't want.
I just thought of something. The way that Kendrick did that whoo, it was like he was shivering, almost as if he was frightened, or if he was really cold. It's very interesting to me that Drake named his newest album Iceman. Is it connected? Is it not? I just find it very interesting that Kendrick put that in his diss track deliberately. Kendrick had a whole theme in his diss track where he was like, whoo, like really shivering, but in kind of like a, almost like a taunting way, like a, whoo, I'm so fucking scared. And then Drake calls his album Iceman, because, you know, cold makes people, okay. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing it out there. And then, yep.
We don't wanna hear you say nigga no more. Stop.
We don't wanna hear you say nigga no more. Snatch that black card. Him saying Drake saying the word nigga was cringy, was him snatching the black card. The final words of this diss track was him burning it in front of his eyes. But that was my reaction / breakdown, I guess, victory lap of Euphoria. This video ran on for way longer than I wanted it to, but to be fair, this is a 6-minute song, so I'm not surprised. If you like this video, slap that like button, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel for more. And as always, I have been Nixus, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.